Everybody.
What's up, y'all? I'm
Yeah.
gonna start recording it just so y'all know. I put these on YouTube for the people that miss it. And sometimes people ask me for a link and I send them a link. Shout out to Mr. King. He jumped out that camera quick. But I'm glad last week he had the robe on. He was look, you hefting it out. I said, okay. If you gonna do it right. So, like I said, he know because he was here last week. This is not a sales Zoom or anything like that. I am not going to pitch you anything on this call. What I do on these Wednesdays is I like to start a conversation off with a topic just to generate some type of conversation, and then we build from there. Even if the conversation go to something else, I know that most of the time people are on here, they are strangers to me and to each other. So I get on here and I ignite the fuse and we start a conversation. This conversation could last 30 minutes. The conversation can last an hour and a half. I was on here one day and you get a few women on here and it can go. Like it can go. You know, when the fellas on here, we like to handle our business and then go take care of our business. But with the ladies, when I say I had one that was like an hour and 48 minutes, like they was on here and we just went and went. Uh, what's up, Frank? So basically, today I want to go over mindset and motivation, right? So as minority entrepreneurs, and I specifically talk to minority entrepreneurs, and the reason that I do that is because I feel like we have a different fight. We have a different struggle. We have a different situation than any other type of entrepreneur. So when I say minority, I don't just mean black people. I mean women. I mean, Spanish speaking people, anybody that's not Caucasian. In this business world, we have a totally different fight. Some of that fight includes the fact that we have less access to capital, we have less access to mentors and role models and seeing people that did it before us. Now there are some very successful African American people or Negro, whatever you want to call them, I don't care. But there are some very successful black people, but it is a lot less likely for us to see successful entrepreneurs that look like us, that act like us, that go through what we go through. So I like to do this every week, and the reason I do that is so we can, get together and we can talk about some of the things that we go through as entrepreneurs. This week is all about mindset and motivation because we need that. We need to tap in with the right mindset, especially being minority entrepreneurs. We we when we run into different types of roadblocks, even with the knowledge of how to do things. Me and Workers Wise, me and Mr. Wise up there, we were talking about running ads and different things like that before you other guys came on here. And basically, he was expounding a little bit about his ad not necessarily working and the referrals working a little better. So uh, with me, I had the same situation. So I ran an ad maybe 8, 9 months ago, and that ad was an expensive ad for me. I spent a lot of money getting the funnel built out, websites redone, social media remarketed and redone. And then I spent a lot of money on this ad and running this ad. But everybody that reached out to the ad, or everybody that I reached out to who uh, tapped into the ad, they were not necessarily my customer. So after running that ad, man, I did not get a single customer or a client from that ad over. I may have ran it about 6 months, maybe about 6 months, and I didn't get any type of the reaction that I wanted. So I went back to the drawing board. At that point, I could have just as well shut the ads off. Okay, I got a website and a funnel. I could have called it a wash. I could have called it a wash. I wanted to redo my website. I wanted to have a funnel anyway. I'm not tripping that I spent thousands of dollars and I didn't find a client. It's cool. It's cool. It's a lesson learned, right? It's cool. It's a lesson learned, right? So when that happened, I needed the motivation to move forward, and I found it. I found the motivation. But for some people, a hiccup like that, you have nobody that you can call and say, hey, what do I do? You have nobody that's talking to you and explaining to you what to do next, right? So we we end up in a different situation. Whereas I'm not saying that um, all Caucasian people or anybody else is, more well off than us, but when they look around, they have somebody. For the most part, they have somebody. A lot of them are living in poverty too, but sometimes it's a choice necessarily, right? So they have somebody they can reach out to. Usually, with us, it's not always like that. So our motivation is a lot of times we have to be self motivated. We have to be, we have to find that drive, and you find that drive with knowing your why. So when I talk about mindset and motivation, I start everything off like that. I have a full coaching program. It's 5 hours of material. And the very first module is all about mindset and motivation because nothing else is going to happen unless you have the mind to do it and unless you are motivated to do it. Whatever the change is. I'm 40 years old. Uh, Mr. King looks at least my age. I'm sure the other people are, 30 to 40 maybe or a little older, whatever. But when you get a
Dude,
certain
I'm
age,
72.
yeah, I'm messing with you, man. You see, I say you at least my age or better. I think you told us last week you were 72. So, but what I'm saying is, what happens as you get older, right? You start to have more losses. As you get older, you understand failure better, right? As a kid, you don't understand failure. You may get a bad grade, but you don't understand failure, like life's failure, like actually failing at something. You don't understand that until you get older. Now, as you become a teenager, maybe you do because you stop getting points for participation at 15, 16, 17. It's like, look, you either won or you lost. But as adults, we continuously fail. I don't care if we win, we continuously fail, even at winning. We continually fail. And then that one victory is enough to motivate us to keep it moving. But if you continuously fail, you fail, you fail, you fail, you start to doubt yourself. Why am I not where I want to be? Why are things not going the way that I planned on them going? What's wrong with me? You start to doubt yourself. So now you're going into entrepreneurship where the first few years can be very hard. The first 10 years can be very hard. The first 20 years may be very hard. So you need something to motivate you to push through the very hard part. And you could take small wins. So you could do things like, go get a business bank account and you could feel good about yourself. Woo, I accomplished that. I got that done. You get a new website and you think for yourself, oh man, I got that done. I got this LLC, this EIN, this website. I got my logo. I got all of this done. I'm making moves. And then something crazy happened. Your first client decide they don't want to be your first client. Yeah, that was a good idea last week, but I ain't feeling it this week. I got other things going on. I had somebody last about 2 weeks ago. I get on the phone with them. I make my phone calls. A lot of y'all hear from my ads, so y'all know I make these phone calls. And when I make these phone calls, some people are interested. Some people are not interested. Some people are on the fence. They say, man, I think I need this. I'm not quite, I'm not that sure. I don't know. I don't want to spend the money or whatever. But I had a guy about maybe 3 weeks ago. He was, man, I need this. And he tried to like talk me down on the price. And I say, look, I can't do anything on the price. I'm showing the love. Like I'm showing as much love as I could show. And by the, 15th, 20th minute of the phone call, he was like, look, I'm down, man. I know I need this. I'm ready. Send me over a proposal. I did that. When I called him back the next day just to make sure, I was like, hey, you got the proposal. He said, stop calling my MF and phone. Something like went crazy on me. Man, some I said, did he realize it was the same person that talked to him for 30 minutes yesterday and sent the proposal? And I'm like, I called back and he said it again. Man, I said, stop calling my effing phone. I hung up, I took him out my system, and I kept it moving. I kept it moving. That out of that phone call, that might have been one in probably 20 phone calls I made that day, maybe more. Matter of fact, it was more. It was probably like 26, 27 phone calls I remember now. Because I write down how many calls I did, who picked up or whatever. It was like 26 phone calls. Do you think I'm going to let you and your bad attitude mess up whatever I felt like making those 26 phone calls? Right? This is where the motivation comes in. Whatever happens, you can use it as an excuse or you can use it as motivation. You can use it as motivation. It's totally up to you how you want to play it. It's totally up to you. So in this business, you're going to bump your head, whatever that business is. You bump your head and either you use it as motivation or you use it as an excuse. Well, I don't want to do that. I'm too old. I'm too this. I'm too cute. Whatever. It don't matter. I got too much going on. But you call yourself running a business. You call yourself being a CEO. If it was that easy, everybody would do it. Trust me. So what are you going to do to stay motivated? Right? You gotta decide that amongst yourself. What am I going to do to stay motivated? Because in entrepreneurship, there are a lot of things that's there to snatch that motivation that you claim to have. Every day, you're fighting a whole different fight every single day. In entrepreneurship, every single day is another fight. You may make 20 grand today, and you may make 2 tomorrow, or even 200. What's going to keep you pushing, right? So I don't know how long, Frank, I don't know how long you've been an entrepreneur. I'm just calling you out because I know who William Mosley is. So Frank, I don't know how long you've been an entrepreneur. If you got a second, can you talk to me a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey? I don't know who Frank is. It may be somebody I know. Let's see, let's ask him to unmute. You there, Frank? Frank might not be there. He might be trying.
Hello.
How
Can
you
you hear
doing?
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What's going on?
Man, I'm super blessed.
Yeah. I'm actually at work right now, but I
What's
was
up?
at
That's my
least
guy.
listening. Was good.
I'm blessed, man. You at
Yeah.
work. I ain't go
Yeah.
hold you up at work, my guy. But I know your
No,
journey.
I can talk for a minute though. I can talk.
Okay. Talk about that journey in entrepreneurship, brother. How your journey.
It's going, like it's kind of like what you just said, it's ups and downs, you know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? Because
Definitely.
the shoes is like econ itself is like my main, my main business. And it's just like you said, you have a day where you sell a lot, and you have a day you don't make a dollar. So you just gotta ride the wave and
You
just
gotta
take the obstacle course of it and just keep moving. That's
you
really
gotta
it.
you just gotta keep moving. And people don't
Yeah.
understand that. And you know me. 30 years damn near. So, but
Yeah, yeah.
you
I don't
know,
know. You said, yeah, I got
so
stories. Well,
so
but go ahead.
even in my journey, right? I tell people, man, I bump
Hmm.
my head so much, and and every time people watch me like, dang, bro, just bounce back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Bro
yeah.
bounced back. Man, he came and did something different. And this time I did something different. Like, dang, bro, bounced back. And everything that I did, even with you, I did some consulting with you in your business and whoever else.
Hmm.
Anything that I do, people gonna be like, man, he must be all right at it.
Right. Yeah,
He must,
definitely,
he
definitely.
know what he know. You know what I'm saying? But in entrepreneurship,
Hmm.
I went to school for management and entrepreneurship. I got a dual concentration in my master's degree for two reasons. Managing a business is one thing, being an entrepreneur is something totally different.
Hmm.
It's something totally different. And you know that, right? You know that
Yeah.
because you, like you say, you at work now, you're gonna manage whatever you manage there. And then in entrepreneurship, you need a whole different motivation.
Yeah, you do, because you gotta allot the time yourself to do it. It's
Yep.
not and it's not a do it right now, get rewarded immediately.
Yeah.
You know, you go to work, you get a check. You know
You
what I'm
get a
saying?
check.
With
Yep.
entrepreneurship, like you might not reap those benefits for who knows. There's no set time on that. So yeah, you definitely gotta be able to, sit down and make your own schedule to get done whatever it is you gotta get done to hold yourself accountable. That's
Most
the
definitely.
that's the key to that. So
Most
yeah.
definitely. And running a business is your motivation at work is I know I'm getting a check. Whether you on
Hmm.
salary, whatever, you know that the money is coming.
Hmm.
As long as I show up, the money is
Hmm.
coming. Now I may have incentives and bonuses
Hmm.
that I can make more money, but I know for sure that X amount of dollars is coming bi-weekly, monthly, whatever. In
Right.
entrepreneurship, you can put all the work in. You
Hmm.
can do everything. You can put in 80 hours this week and you
Hmm.
may not
And
get
don't make
one.
a dime.
You may not make one sale.
Hmm.
And
You might even make like a nickel.
not
Right.
to mention, you also spending your money. I spend my money on ads. I got
Exactly.
software
I spend my
qualified.
money on product.
You gonna
Right.
spend,
So I could buy the Jordans I know everybody gonna buy. I just put all my money into them and don't nobody buy.
don't
You know what
nobody
I'm saying? You
buying.
don't know.
You don't know.
So it's just the dice roll.
You take all the risk, right? And then so
Hmm.
I do contract work too. So I do contract work. I make regular money with that. I do other type of work with nonprofits and different things like that, right? So I don't have a real job per se, but I do have people that I answer to outside of this. And
Right.
um, one thing I'm always consistent about is I know how to make my own money. I'm here because I want
Hmm.
to be here and it worked for me. When it don't work for me,
Right.
I spend more time in my business and make my other money. Right? It's not for
Right.
show, and I may be a little more stressed, right?
Hmm.
But I know for sure I'm gonna make my other money. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Now, when it's hard times, right? What do you do to keep yourself motivated?
I mean, I think for me, it's just fulfilling when you can make money and it's not controlled by no other individual. You can go with your own effort and make your own money, and ain't nobody in control of that. You can't fire yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's really and then just living below my means. So when I am up, if it do get dry,
Hmm.
I don't have all these crazy bills that I gotta, you know what I'm saying? That I
Definitely,
gotta, this super high overhead. So I try to control what I can control and take everything else as a lesson.
most definitely. And that's some of the most important things. Anybody that call me for coaching or consulting, I usually go over that part. I'm gonna deal with the lows because the
Hmm.
highs that have you feeling like, whoa, I sold $10,000 worth of shoes today. I'm going to open up a shoe store. Like,
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah.
open
But
up.
then you still like handicapped because it depends on what shoes coming out, right? If not, so it's like it gets so deep with the shoe game that you almost don't even want to focus on the hot shoes. You want to focus on the Air Max that somebody gonna buy every 2 months, and little shoes. So it's just learning and and pivoting as you learn, you know. So that's kind of what it is at this point.
Okay, so quick question. So with what you doing now, is it anything at your job that contributes to your business as an entrepreneur?
Yeah, I mean, like shipping, right? So I
Hmm.
do e-commerce, so I gotta ship stuff. So I got UPS, I got USPS at my job.
Hmm.
I get all my shipping supplies at my job. So I can do stuff for my business while I'm at work. Like when me and you talked, I was at work. When we had that call, I was at work that day.
Oh
I just
yeah,
stepped
yeah.
out. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So yeah, so it's kind of like I get to do stuff business wise while I'm at work. So,
Yeah,
it's a
and you
good day
need
when
that.
you make more money outside of work than you made for the week at work.
Definitely.
It's a good
And
day.
but you
You know what I
need
mean?
that. That's what I say about me and doing contract work and stuff. I do what work for me. You know what I mean? And I
Mm-hmm.
got some really nice contract work. Like I got some, he texted me now. Like, man, send me over your hours for the week. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do a whole lot of nothing. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I know for sure,
Right.
based on my contract, I got this much money coming. You know what I'm saying? And
Right. 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 You can count
and
on that.
I can count on it. Then I have other ones that I work with regularly, like daily. I do that, and it's still I know that it's coming, but it's nothing like having for like I was doing some work today, and somebody signed up from the ad. Like I've had conversations with them, but they paid
Mm-hmm.
they set up payment this morning, and I got to call them later this evening to
Yeah.
get them onboarded and everything. But that hit
Mm-hmm.
different.
Yeah. It
That
do.
hit different when I looked and I was like, oh, he did. Oh, he paid that. Okay, bet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah. That's
saying?
kind of like for me. I say my closest thing that would be like I could be doing something at the gym with my son. I look at my phone. Oh, you sold this, and this while you was doing something you wanted to do. Like
Yep.
that's the fulfillment for me. Or
Yep.
you wake up and look at your phone. Oh, okay, okay. I didn't woke up and people just sent me money for shoes. They ain't even told me which ones they want. Just send the money. Like cool. I love them. I love them mornings. That puts a
That
pep in your step, boy. You wake
so
up to it.
that's what I try to tell people. Sometimes in entrepreneurship, you don't see all the results from your work like that. You see it
No, you
long
don't.
tail. So much stuff I done
Mm-hmm.
did that from the ads, from everything. I done lost money on ads, lost money as I explained earlier. I done went through all this, went through all of that. And now I get like since we've been on here, I had two people submit 7 minutes ago. The last person submitted a funding. Well, somebody submitted a funding form. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Right.
I don't even do the funding, Frank. I don't even
Right.
do the funding, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't even do the
Mm-hmm.
funding. Basically, I send out a form, you fill it
Mm-hmm.
out, and then I just submit it to my funding partner. He do all the rest.
Right.
I just got somebody funded we went to school with. They just got funded this week, like Monday. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So
Mm-hmm.
so that's what I'm saying. But that me doing all of this lead to me getting that somebody filled out a funding form 7 minutes
Mm-hmm.
ago while I'm on here. So that's the beauty of entrepreneurship. And that's why I tell everybody, I don't care what you're doing in your profession, you should have some form of a business going. If you are a
Yeah.
counselor at school,
Definitely.
you should be doing some consulting on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever you got going on, you should have something for
Yeah.
yourself on the side. Cause nothing is like it's nothing like that feeling. I don't care how much you make as a CEO, you can make 2 million, whatever, and it's cool. But that $100,000 you made as an entrepreneur just feel different.
It do. And sometimes I think it's like you need that hit for you to kind of, you know what I'm saying, to gravitate to it. Like you need to feel that hit. Like so, yeah, I get it.
Most definitely.
I definitely get that.
Most
Hmm.
definitely. All right, you can mute it, man. I know you at work. It was good to see. I ain't know who it just showed up, Frank. I'm like, man, who is Frank? So you
Yeah.
good. Yeah, bro. If you want to mute it, you can mute it. I'm gonna talk a
Okay.
little bit more, and then we not gonna be on here super long. It's been 30 minutes. I try to keep these around 45 minutes. But like I said,
Okay.
I've been on here before, and I'm telling you, the ladies that go. It's all fellas on here now, but the ladies that get on here and get to asking questions about uh paternity tests, they get to going. No, I'm just saying it'll be anything, bro. Well, with women, bro, it just turned into anything. And
Yeah,
then
I know it's hard to stay. Yeah, it
bro,
get all over the place.
yeah,
I
and
get it.
then I had like three of them on there together,
Hmm.
And I just was like in the middle, like, okay, yeah, because such and such, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
it'd be hard to try to. It'd be hard to keep the conversation in one topic. I
yeah,
already know.
bro, the women will
I
get you
already
going.
know.
So,
Uh-huh.
yeah. So, you got any questions for me? Anybody got questions? It's all good.
You know me, I hit your phone, so
Yeah,
you ain't.
yeah.
You know, I'll text you, so you ain't got to worry about that. So
Most
yeah,
definitely.
I do appreciate your that when we had that conversation though,
Yeah,
because some of the gems still, you know, be in my brain about that.
yeah.
So I'll be put my marketing plan together with my partner. So we've been getting more clients.
Most
So
definitely.
it's been working out.
Did you do the
Uh,
did you do the did you fill out an assessment with me?
I don't think I
I don't
did.
think you did it. I'm gonna send you
I
the
don't think I
assessment
did.
form. If you fill out the assessment form, I can give
Hmm.
you a nice like 3 to 5 page marketing plan in 24 to 48 hours. I use
Okay.
basically what I do is see you got people that try to overuse AI. AI really kind of half trash. It's good at answering questions and stuff like that, like gathering information. But if you don't
Yeah.
feed it the right information,
It's like a calculator. You gotta know what to
it's
put in it.
garbage in, garbage out. So I'm
Yeah, you gotta
cold
know
with
what to put in
AI
it.
though. So when people fill out that form, the way I do it is I look at it from a MBA perspective. I already asked
Hmm.
the right questions in the form, but
Hmm.
based on the answers in the form, I feed
Hmm.
ChatGPT a code prompt, and I'm
Yeah.
telling you, you're gonna get a cold
Yeah.
cold business.
I start using AI for like if I need a description for Instagram, what when you know what to ask at YouTube, I use it for YouTube, you know what I'm saying, to help me with my thumbnail. So when you
Yep,
know what to ask it, is way more valuable. So
yep,
as you get caught, it's really the better, like you said, the better you get with the prompts, the better you're gonna be able to use it.
yep.
And there's
And
some other ones too. It's ChatGPT, it's DeepSeek, and it's
perplexity.
Gemini.
I use perplexity too.
Perplexity, yeah, it's a few different ones.
Mhm.
So, just in case you ain't know about them, I'll let you
Yep,
know.
definitely. And then
Uh-huh.
I don't use Gemini. I'm gonna look into Gemini.
Yeah, it's with
Yeah.
Google. It's a Google
Oh,
one.
you know what? I seen that. It was like a little colorful little thing that they
Yeah.
asked me
So
the other day.
sometimes what I do, I just ask all of them and just piece it together based on what they say.
It was another one you said. I use
Deep
perplexity,
Seek.
DeepSeek. Yep.
Yeah, that's a relatively new one. I've been using that one too
Yeah.
a little
You
bit.
you gotta use them, man.
Hmm.
I tell people all the time. Even if you pay for all of them, you spent $100. It's gonna save you so much time, so much.
Hmm.
Time is money.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I told the
Facts.
guys before, I'm looking at VA, and I want to hire a VA within the next couple of weeks. Like I'm just looking at the different options right now. But
Hmm.
definitely, I want to get a lot of the stuff that I'm doing out my hands. I only want to do this
Yeah.
and making content. I only want to do this.
Yeah. Yeah, I had was on this. I forgot where I learned this from, but somebody was like, "Only do what only you can do.
That's it.
Everything else is
That's
outsourced
it.
because your
Yep.
time is no value." I had to learn that. Trying to be
Yes.
do everything.
Man, I
No,
did
bro,
something, bro.
just pay somebody to do it.
I was like building a course out or doing something a few weeks ago, and it took me maybe 30 hours of work. And I was like, man, I could have just as well paid somebody 50,
Yeah.
one of the foreign people, they would have took $50. So I didn't basically or $150. It don't matter.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
they got
still
sites too for VAs too.
yeah, I found one. It's like something workers PH or something. One of the guys
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I paid for
Yep.
a lead generation program, and that's what he recommended was using these, and I that's what I was just doing before I got on here. So I'm looking. I
Hmm.
may just because I got like 5 of them that I lined up, and once I reach out
Hmm.
to them, I'm gonna probably pick one of them, and it's not
Yeah.
expensive. It's anywhere from five to eight
No.
dollars, something like that, $4 to $8 an hour. So for like
Hmm.
40 hours a month, you talking about anywhere from like 550 to $800-900 a month, man. You can get most of the stuff out your hand, and you only got to give
Yeah,
directions,
it's
man.
well worth it. It's
Definitely.
well worth it.
So I'm looking at that, man,
Hmm.
and just getting past that. But other than that, man, it's been a blessing, man. I'm learning stuff. I learned You know, because you do online marketing basically too with what you're doing. But man, I just
Uh-huh.
learned that's what I paid for lead generation. I learned B2B email, like cold emailing.
Okay.
So you wouldn't necessarily use that because what you're doing is B2C.
Right.
But with me, it's a good thing, man. Learning cold emailing.
Mm-hmm.
And then they set the
Mm-hmm.
system up for me too. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I got a cold
Yeah.
emailing system that they set up yesterday. You got to warm up the email, so that's taking a while. But before it's done, I want to get the VA so I can train her how to send it, how to do, you know what I'm saying? How to scrape the
Mm-hmm.
leads. I want to listen, man. You do this, and let me do what I do good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even if I
Right.
gotta learn it first just to train them, I'm fine with
Yeah.
it. I'm fine
Uh-huh.
with that. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
But if I can train you for an hour, even if it's an hour a week, if I can, walk you through something for an hour every week, and you give me
Mm-hmm.
20 hours worth of output and
Mm-hmm.
for $100, I can't beat that.
No, you can't.
I can't
You
beat that.
can't.
20 hours worth of 20 hours worth of work for, let's say, 100, 150, whatever, $120. You can't beat that.
Mm-hmm.
You ask 20 or
No.
I think the one I'm looking at, she doing full time, like 40. I'm gonna pay
Mm-hmm.
you. I'm gonna put you to work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I
With
didn't
all
use some VAs, not like on like not hiring them on for permanently, but like I needed a Amazon listing made. And that sounds simple until you try to do it.
man.
And I'm like, it was so much easier to just pay somebody to do it. That like a professional at it, it's easy. It's like a graphic designer. They can do that 5 minutes. You be
Yeah,
over here scratching your hair
definitely.
out. So
Yep.
yeah.
So that's what I learned, man, and that's what I'm doing. Last year it was funnels and automations. I had to learn that all last year. This year I'm
Hmm.
learning SEO, cold emailing and outreach, and delegation. By the end of the year, I kind of want to delegate maybe 80 to 85% of what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because I already looked and said, well, look, I start with this one at $4, $5, and then once she rolling, I bring on somebody at eight, $7 or $8 that know a little more. And you know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about it. If I
Hmm.
got it, if I'm making the money and I can pay to have it done and buy my time back, I'm willing to buy my time back. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. So it's good to see you, brother. If you need me, reach out. Mr.
For
King.
sure.
Mr. King, how you feeling up there? He quiet. Hey, you wasn't on there last
All
week.
right now.
Mr. King had on the road, man. He was turned up. He
Right.
Yo, if you
All right
good,
now.
all right, brother. If you good, Mr. King, we can get out of here, man. If you don't got no questions for me, any type of input for me.
Well, I've been at this since 2013.
Mhm.
When I got involved, it was B2C in regards to gold and silver purchase, getting rid of that fiat currency and moving it into real money, which gold and silver is. And then moved on after getting that knowledge into other areas, still marketing precious metals. Now, where I am now is that I'm B2B. So my marketing is a bit different. Now, when everybody says set up your own website, the fortunate part is that the company that I'm with, they give us links that
Mhm.
gives us all the information that we need to just send out. So primarily, I'm just sending out links that drives them for looking at a 1 minute video, giving them all the explanations of what we provide in regards of healthcare for the employees, or the employee retention credit, or the uh, I forgot the other one right now. But anyway, so my stuff is already pre-made, and when you say set up your own website, it seems to me to be a fruitless effort. Now, you tell me, is that better for me to set up something totally opposite of what I've already got?
Not
or
opposite.
just run with what I have.
Not opposite. I tell anybody because I've dealt with companies like this and white label something, and basically you use like the prototype website and everything like that, but you don't have all the control over it that you need. Like it's all a wording, is all of that's cool. So you got to look in the contract that you signed or whatever you did when you start dealing with them, and see if
Uh,
you can have your own website. You know what I'm saying? If you can control your own marketing, because some of these places they put you in these contracts, and you can't make a website to sell what you're selling there, right? But if you can, my advice is to always have your own website. Control your own situation.
hmm,
Control your own situation. You don't have the same tracking metrics that you have in your own website. They have the information you don't.
hmm. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I
I
won't take
always
any
advise
time
that.
today. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I said I always advise that if you can. My brother worked for Edward Jones. He can't do anything outside of Edward Jones. Like even he came and spoke for something for me. He had me pick which one of the presentations I wanted him to give because they only allow them to present like it's probably like 10 or 12 presentations. I'm just saying that they got picked from based on the situation, but they can't put their own presentation together because Edward
Okay.
Jones it's a financial company,
Right.
and my brother a financial advisor, and basically the way Edward Jones feel, they don't want anybody giving out the wrong information, and somebody say, well, the guy from Edward Jones said, so they got to approve these presentations, and it's that type of situation when you're dealing with another company. So that's something that you need to ask, whether you guys have a group that most of y'all in or a chat on Facebook, whatever. The question need to be asked, like, hey, any of you guys running your own website outside of this, company website?
All right. All right. I'll have some more next week.
My guy. So we good, y'all. I ain't rushing, but it's been a long morning for me already, and I got a new sign up and funding stuff to deal with. I appreciate y'all tapping in. This will also be available on YouTube. Last week I didn't blast the link out for last week's, but we did have a good call last week. So I'll blast the link out for last week today, and then I'll blast this link out maybe tomorrow or Friday, just so I don't um overblast anybody. So thank y'all once again. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening.